Okay, this is just a update and a bit of a summary of material been just picking up on, and a few things I've read and all sorts of places. But I'm also going to post a few related videos that I found that are helpful. So what I want to say about negative entities firstly is that say God is a huge conscious fog and you're a water droplet. We're all little water droplets in this big fog that is God. So in a sense we are all God. And what does God want? Well, He wants experience. And so you could say that this is an expression of His imagination, and we are all a conscious being that slowly coming to the understanding that we are also God. So negative entities, really you need to love them, show them compassion, because you don't know what their past has been. You don't know what they've gone through. They are love and light also. They are energy beings. So really that, you really shouldn't be judging them, because we don't know what they've gone through. So in our limited understanding in the third density, we really shouldn't judge them. God's perspective is negative entities provide help with our lessons that we have. So they're a necessary part. They make this learning experience go faster, our lessons more exaggerated. So there's a lot of benefits there to the rest of us. Now I guess with dealing with negative entities, there's lessons that transcend all beliefs in systems. There's rules that transcend them and that they have to follow no matter what. There's four really basic ones. We have free will. We are God. All of us are God, and we have free will, and a part of that free will was deciding what experience we wanted to have. So we chose what sort of things we wanted to have, the major parts of our lives that we wanted to happen, that we wanted to experience, that major part of our so if you come into the world and you're going to die very young. I mean, you come in knowing that that is going to happen, and from a higher level, I mean, there are reasons for it, for soul growth. There's many sort of reasons for the choices that you pick that you won't know about at this level, and you know, unless you can, you know, when your psychic awareness grows, you might be able to tap into that. So there's free will, and there's soul contracts. They're not, I don't think they're written, they're just things that you wanted to happen when you come here. So they're just called soul contracts. There's also karma and karma debt. I mean, no matter your belief systems, that sort of happens, and it's for your soul development. So, you know, you can't sort of change that. I guess and and there's always unconditional love from God. Then that transcends belief systems as well. So, and He has free will. You know. Anyway, so I suppose this brings up the point of why we're here in this density, and we're here for our lessons. But ultimately, I think we're here to work out. I mean, we've got to the point where we know we have consciousness, we know we're separate entities to other people. So I think the majority of this is working out that in all situations, whether we are service to self or service to others orientated, and this will continue on through our development through the other densities. I mean, I believe you can change later on, but I think these hard lessons are really, I mean, in the end, are you a service to self or service to others? So, and also, well, I guess we're in this third density to experience it, to have, and in our soul contract we wanted to experience certain things. I mean, you might have, in your soul contract, you might have come here with a debilitating illness that will try and make you connect to your spirituality. Or you might, I mean, there's so many different things that you could come here to experience. So anyway, I guess what I also want to say is the lessons we have here, and because they say we're so disconnected in this, on the prison planet Earth, a lot of our religions and financial slavery system and that we have on Earth is designed to keep us in the dark about our spirituality. I mean, we get to a certain point with spirituality in a lot of ways, but we also are taught to not, not become psychic, not to connect ourselves, to not reach out to the other beings in the universe. So the information we have, like what happens after you die, like the information we have is not very well known. It's not very well put out there. I mean, there's lots of different takes on the information that you can get, but many different viewpoints. And I think the lack of information helps with our lessons, because if you wanted to explore a different a sort of aspect where you're powerless, you might come into the world as a weak little girl in the big bad world, and I mean, you might have come here to learn that you are powerful. So being disconnected and not being able to get to the information that we all are gods and that we all are powerful, I mean, would help you to grow that, you know, if you got that lesson, you would know in your soul that you are powerful and that you learnt that on your own. And that is would be a very liberating achievement in a lifetime that you decided to go through. I mean, in the end, that would probably be worth all the hardship. So, yeah, so, and as well, not having the information, you don't know about negative entities and how they can push you negatively. So, I mean, the whole time, if you were that little girl in this big bad world and you're pushed around by negative entities, telling you, putting your thoughts in your head that you don't have any power, you don't have anything to be able to, that you are weak. You have negative entities pushing that on you. They might even attack you and make you afraid, but if out of that you learnt that you are powerful, I mean, you would be that strong at the end of that. Maybe bad things happen. Bad things happen in their life and they got onto drugs, and negative entities really pushed, just one more go, just one more hit, or you had negative entities really pushing you there. You have no information about that they are out there, that they are in your thoughts and that they are pushing you in a negative way. But if you kick that habit, I mean, you kick that habit being pushed, and so you went against the odds and you conquered that. It's a very powerful, liberating experience, because when you die and pass on, you would know that you were being pushed the wrong way. So you would know that you're powerful, that you survived this and you could conquer that. So, I guess, how would God see all this with negative entities and the lack of information that we have? I'd see, and God has love for the negative entities and for us, and He would see this because He would see what that would mean to our souls. He would see the end result. So I think God would think this is a wonderful opportunity that we have on earth. Apparently, there's not many places in the universe that have so disconnected from spirituality and that are this hard. I mean, as far as soul growth, I've heard that one lifetime on Earth in this environment's worth 1,000 lifetimes on other worlds. So, as far as soul growth and soul expansion, so I mean, it's a really hard lesson and powerful lessons that we learn here. And we are tested horribly here. We're very powerful. So I guess also want to bring up, how does God see this? Well, I'd see that He would see that the negative entities would broaden our experience. So if you got onto drugs and they pushed you and you went really bad on drugs, I mean, if they weren't there, you probably wouldn't went bad on the drugs. You wouldn't have been pushed. So your range of experience would have been limited. So they really broaden the range of experience that you can have. So the negative entities and the lack of information, so that it broadens the opportunities that are on offer for experience. So, and yeah, so all I'm saying is really that if that's the case, we have no information about negative entities, and we have all these lessons to learn, and we get pushed really hard. And there's a lot of people here that are doing okay. I mean, they are coping with their lessons. We aren't all dying of drug overdoses, and we aren't all, locking ourselves away and being really depressed all the time. I mean, we are coping and we are getting through our lessons, and at the end of it, I mean, we will know that we were pushed really hard and that we more than survived this. We shined. And it's really powerful soul growth, I think. Okay, so the types of negative entities, there's lower astral. And I think these are, these are people of light, like us, love and light, but they've gone the bad way, so we can't judge. But they are crossed over in the spirit world, and yeah, they've ended up, they've been bad in their lives, and they've ended up in lower astral. I think lower astral is like a negative zone, and I mean, the badder you are, the worse you go into this lower astral. But if you think about the spirits that are just bored, and especially people that are learning their psychic abilities, that are open to ghosts and that sort of stuff, are the ones that they're going to prey on. I mean, they're just bullies. They want to frighten you and lower your vibration. I'm not sure what they get out of it, to be honest. But I see them as just, we're in they can see your vulnerabilities, and they can, what would scare you, what would make you frightened. They try and lower your vibration, and I'm not sure what they get out of it, but it's something to do. I mean, a lot of them are service to self orientated. So, I mean, if they can push a drug user into having more drugs, I mean, I guess, you know, to them they've got bonus points, and they might get company down there. I don't know. There's also other aliens, other entities that are in this density or fourth density or higher, and the ones that are here on planet Earth, they want to keep the Earth at a lower vibration because it keeps us all disconnected from each other. And if we were all connected and spiritually connected, we would no longer be on a prison planet. We would be moving forward in our ascension. We won't be as easy to control. And another type of negative entity, which I think no one would really have understood, but I think another type of negative entity would be an angel or a positive entity, some sort of positive entity that would disguise themselves as a negative entity for a lesson, for your soul growth. It would be something it would be just a little game, harmless game in their eyes, that be solely be for your benefit. So I think that is another type of negative entity dealing. It's just purely for your benefit. So I really, when you do have these lessons, I mean, send them love and light and thank them for your lessons and what you've learnt. So how do we learn? Well, I've had a couple of attacks, and what they do is they attack your insecurities and your fears. So when I was attacked, I was asleep, and I was in bed or going to bed, or and I think that's just an insecurity to say that I feel like I'm vulnerable all the time. I mean, if they can come get me in bed when I'm asleep, they can come get me anytime. So it just showed me that I'm feeling vulnerable now that I'm raising my psychic awareness. And another thing that negative entity did was try to make me believe he was Archangel Michael. So I'd shown me that I've trust issues. The trust issues really just are there to highlight to me that I just need to find ways of trusting who I'm connecting to psychically. So it's just showing my insecurities there. And lastly, I think the attacks were meant to raise my awareness that this is out there. So having that awareness, so I need to know, I need to protect myself mainly by knowing it's there, knowing that they're going to try and confuse me, knowing that I what to look for really, what sort of things they can do, knowing that the thoughts my thoughts that I have, not all of them are my own. Like, just raising my awareness. So I had an argument with my ex while this was going on, and that got replayed in my head while I was driving a truck for hours, and I was trying to decide this or that, or decide what I was doing, and then I just decided to wrap all that up in a bubble of love and light, and it disappeared. I was asking my guides why, and what do I need to learn from this? And it was purely just a negativity thing. It was purely something to just a negativity out there to lower my vibration. So maybe to cause trouble with her, and then there was something there. Maybe it's got something to do with negative entities wanting me to cause her trouble. Maybe it's got less to do with me and more to do with her. I'm not sure. And to raise my awareness that fourth density negative entities that don't want me to succeed in my psychic stuff or my trading, that they are using this third density reality against me as my work. I'm working way too many hours. I have got all this, I'm always seem to be busy doing silly stuff. Anything. And I'm trying to lose weight, and then I get hungry all the time when I'm not hungry. It's just all, I'm getting thoughts of different foods to eat, and I'm trying not to eat at night at the moment, just trying to fast a little bit every day, like for like at least 12 hours, and so I'm getting let's just eat a handful of nuts or grabs, and then if I start doing that, I'll keep eating and eating and eating. So all this has just raised my awareness of what can happen. So really, it's not to make me worry. It's just to realise what they can do. Thank you. So now I'm not that worried anymore about them. I mean, I just need to know that they are there, and they can cause me trouble, but I just have to work out what's going on with me. How do I explain this? This is all a game. I mean, as I said early on, your free will is that transcends all belief systems, densities. Just say this: it's a God-given right. Now, if someone went against my free will, I got murdered. Um, it was against my soul contract. Normally if something happens to you, your higher self has agreed to it. Even the bad things, and also the person doing that, whatever they did to you, is also the victim. And ultimately, if they took away your free will and hurt you emotionally or whatever way, if it was kind of nasty, I'm talking about the really nasty stuff, like they murdered you, they enslaved you, I guess, they it kind of feels like work, but anyway, it was something nasty. They will ultimately get a karma debt. And now all third density beings that are aware of their spirituality understand that. Fourth density and higher, service to self entities, all know that if they went against someone's will, their free will, they would ultimately halt their expansion, and they would get a karma debt, and they would be dragged back. So even the lower astral beings would know that. So if there was a martyr out there that come here to raise our vibration and to get us moving spiritually, like Jesus, he was killed by humans that negative entities played their game to say he was a troublemaker, you've got to get rid of him or he's going to cause you all this drama. So negative entities will try through other humans if you're a big issue. They can do that, but normally now that we're supposed to all ascend and the human consciousness has all agreed to this ascension, I mean, and my video here is not going to, make a huge impact at the moment on planet Earth. So, Jesus made a big impact. People like JFK, Gandhi, I don't know. I don't know the people. Just people in history that made big positive events and ended up getting murdered or something bad happened to them. Yeah. So that their free will was taken about by other humans, not negative entities, really. So, negative entities are only going to play games with your head, with your thoughts, and try and send you into a negative spiral somehow. Either not want you to get out there and help others into their ascension. Maybe if you're going to raise the vibration of a lot of people, they'll try and get you away from that. Negative entities around me try and use the third density environment against me. I'm busy working, and then I'm busy doing silly stuff, and it's not leaving me a lot of time sorry, for meditation and like to raise my psychic powers and do my training. So yeah, so that's hard. I guess what I want to really say is is also with this game, like, yeah, as your psychic abilities grow, there's more opportunities there than when you just cut off. I mean, they have access to your thoughts when you're just not aware of anything. But as your awareness grows and your third eye vision goes, they have more ways to attack you. And it's a new playground. I mean, yeah, they've got someone else to kick around, I guess. And with that game, we're all being really tested harshly here. And, well, ultimately you sent yourself here to be tested harshly. You knew what you were getting into when you decided on this incarnation, like this life. So, what things can you explore here that you can't really explore other places on Earth? So you could experience a lack of, like poverty. I mean, ultimately out there in the universe, I don't think dare say there's ever a lack of anything, like food or shelter or, you know, just the basics of life. I mean, we all need to work just to have housing, you know, to have somewhere to live. So there's also that slavery side. I mean, if you want to explore being powerless, the thing that you can explore here at the moment, I think, is going into ascension, to, you know, moving from third density to fourth density is a thing that people would be here to explore. And there's probably many, if you think about it, there's many other things here to explore of why you'd want to come here, where we're all cut off from our spirituality, our knowledge, and you know, this hard slavery planet life. There's lots of things. I mean, so why? I mean, this is why our population has like skyrocketed. I mean, everyone wants to come here and have an experience. So, yeah. So I mean, yeah. So ultimately, I guess I just want to leave you some questions. So this has gone from negative energy to really exploring the possibilities out there and exploring the soul. So I get you're here and say you're cut off from your spirituality, you're cut off from knowledge, you're being harassed by negative entities all the time. I just think that's a constant thing. I don't think like I was harassed badly. weeks ago, but they're also gone away. But I still have to quieten thoughts. Like my head races, and I think, why? And it's negative things, and it'll race through my head until I cover it in love and light, and they just go away. So I know I'm still, and I've been, this third density reality, I'm always busy. I'm trying to lose weight, but every now and again I'm getting hungry all the time. I'm getting thoughts of good things to eat. So it's a game. But yeah, ultimately I just want to leave you with some questions. So, I mean, you're here. I mean, you're learning. So are you powerful or not? Are you the victim? Are you a service to self-entity, or are you a service to others? You're here on a slavery planet. So are you a slave to this world, or can you make this place your own and either just work to pay the bills and not work to support the system? I mean, there's a difference. I mean, you can just work to support yourself and not have to work to support the system out there. You don't have to overwork. And I mean, in this world with all these religions, commercial religion and stuff, can you find your spirituality? Can you find your psychic connections? Can you talk to God? I mean, if you can get there, I mean, you're doing a lot better than a lot of other people. So I suppose the question is, who are you and who do you want to be? And if you can accomplish that here with all the negativity, all the things they had to design out to lower our vibration, like the media, if you can accomplish that, well, you are powerful. You are the creator. You are worthy. And I guess with that, if you're further along in your path, don't judge others. They're on their own path. So this is only really reflecting back on you. Put the mirror on you, and who do you see? I mean, you're there, service to others. I mean, you're there to help others on their path, really. And the people you help would be teaching you also. I mean, it wouldn't be, if you were a long way on your spiritual journey and you had run classes, those students would be teaching you as well as you teaching them. So yeah, so don't judge others. Don't judge negative entities. They're helping you with your lessons. So it's all about yourself. Learning who you are, and yeah, good luck. So thank you, everyone.